Hello and welcome. My name is Jonathan Orchard and I've been a practitioner here at the Living Centre Clinic for over 19 years now, practicing acupuncture and other modalities that I use. Today I'm here to talk about something that will have maybe one of the biggest impacts on your health. It's one of the number one things you can do for your health, and it's probably one of the few things that you haven't tried yet. So what is this thing that's so mysterious and magical? It's our breathing, of course. So most of us will think that we know how to breathe and how to breathe well. And I was guilty of this myself. I had spent 15 years training in a very traditional martial arts system with specific breath exercises that we call Qigong. And I would often spend many hours a day training my breath and then teaching these breath exercises for over 8 years. I thought I knew it all. That was until I went and experienced a transformational breathing session. And within that session, I realized within the first 7 minutes that actually my knowledge of breath and how to breathe was actually very, very shallow. That there was so much more to learn, there was so much more that I could access that would really make a very big difference to my health and well-being. So when you think about it, you can go days without water, you can go months without food, but you can only go a few minutes without breathing. Every single cell in our bodies is totally dependent on oxygen and exchanging, getting rid of the toxins, the carbon dioxide, and the breath is of course what does this. If we breathe more, our cells breathe more, our organs function better, we reduce inflammation in the body, we improve blood flow, we improve cognition. Pretty much every single system in the body will improve and function better. So we'll get this virtuous cycle throughout our organism by breathing more and breathing better. Now, transformational breathing is not just taking a few more breaths and learning to take a few deeper breaths. It goes way, way beyond this. What we're learning with transformational breathing is how to re-establish our natural diaphragmatic free breath that we had when we were infants and that all animals have. Human beings are the only species that hold their breath in times of stress or excitement. And this is an unconscious mechanism that we use to control what's happening in our feelings, in our mind, in our body. And it causes great stress and tension. So if you think about it, if you hurt yourself, if you hit your thumb with a hammer, the first thing most people will do is they're going to go and they're going to do a strong breath hold. And what's happening is we're suppressing the normal instinct and reaction to make a sound, to move, to shake that through the system. We're going to suppress it and we're going to block our breathing and we're going to hold that in our body, and that will then manifest as a more shallow breathing pattern. We do that when we want to cry, we hold our breath. When we want to laugh, in many, many situations we will find we are holding our breath, and this is built up over many, many years. So transformational breathing is a way to undo it and release our breathing to the full diaphragmatic breath that we had as infants. So how does it work? Well, the breath starts down here. So in the session, we're going to start to bring the breath down to the pubic bone, then breathing in all the way up to the top of the throat. It's a very full breath, and then a very relaxed out breath where we relax the body completely. The third part of the transformational breath is that we connect the breaths, so there's no pausing between the in and out breath. It's a circular breath. And so the breath will look something like this. Now, when we do a breathing session, the breathing session is facilitated by myself. So you would be lying down on your back, usually, and we breathe through the mouth to bring in more volume and to open up the lower part of the body. The whole breathing session will be an hour, so you would be breathing this way for a whole hour. And at times the breath will actually be even faster than that and fuller. So as you can see, breathing way, way beyond what most people have even ever come close to. Now during that session, we're going to be pressing on points using body mapping to unlock the muscular holding in the breath, the diaphragm. So for instance, pushing below the ribs, around the liver to bring the breath into this part of the body, or down into the hips, or up into the throat, into the back, into the low back. and also using sometimes compression. So I would put pressure on your arms and you would push against me as you breathe out, and this helps to release all the muscles in the upper part of the body. We have many techniques that we use to open and release the breathing. All I can say is it has to be experienced to be believed. A single transformational breathing session will change your breathing pattern permanently. You will learn to breathe at an exponentially higher level, and you'll be able to practice this breath yourself every day. You'll become conscious of your breathing in new ways, and you'll be able to use your breath as a very, very powerful tool to accelerate really just about everything in your life, because everything in our lives depends on how we breathe.